What's up, everybody? We're back for the Cowboys and Coffee. A good time. I see my medal got moved. That's okay. We'll figure that out.
Mhm.
D, it was a horrible week to be a Cowboys fan. It was absolutely a putrid performance by the Dallas Cowboys. But what are you going to do, right?
Oh, I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, at this point. I mean, some of the defensive play was cover zero because no one was covering anybody.
Yeah, cover zero.
That's what it was.
It
cover
was
zero.
double zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one was covering anyone up front.
I could have went out
Nah.
for a pass and got something in the end zone.
Oh, without question. I mean,
The 250, the 250 pounds, I could have played out at a fullback spot, got out, got behind the linemen, linebackers, and waved my hand. I'm open.
there's nothing anyone could do in any way, shape, or form. It was so bad, so pathetic. Yeah, I'm just surprised. Just surprised at how bad. You know, it was that's possible I lied about not making any trades and then letting Jay rob him like that. Sean said, well, he said I got trade offers from all the dogs. The jackals are circling like Cody and Sean, man.
We'll see.
But yeah, that's so why you lied. He was mad in the chat last night too.
Was he?
Sean was mad. Let me tell you something. I was so mad at the game Sunday. I had to turn the game off. And Dulce was like, "No, why don't you stay and watch the game? You usually get upset, but you'll be okay." No, I was not okay, and it never felt okay. I got stressed out the whole day and had a horrible night because I was like, I need to just walk away. She's like, "No, watch it. Next time I'm just walking away for a while. I'll come back and watch it later." I didn't have to do that. She was like, "Oh, you'll be watching, be fine." I wasn't fine.
Well,
It wasn't fine.
with that philosophy, I would have walked away 30 years ago because they haven't done anything.
It's just pathetic.
Yeah.
You know, Shadi said they need scheme change. Things have to be simplified, and also that there needs to be players who are playing more. Wanye Thomas is not playing enough for me. Maris Leofau is not playing enough for me. James Houston is not playing enough for me. The guys that they're playing aren't able to do the job. And the scheme that they're running doesn't seem to fit the guys who are back there. Put Trey Diggs up man to man, let him run. You say, "Oh, well, he doesn't have it." You know, he slipped on that one play and gave up. Fine. He wasn't bad the rest of the game. You look at some of the film. I don't appreciate the play calling that they're doing. Blitz more. Man up and blitz and stop having Donovan Wilson play center field. He's not a center field safety. It doesn't work for them. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, remember going to school, there was 4 answers, A, B, C, and D was all of the above. And that's what you got. You got the coaching staff, you got the players. But like I said before, this is the game right here they have to win. You'll be ahead of Green Bay. You're playing for the third wild card. That's what you're playing for. Hello, reality. The third wild card. You're not catching the Eagles.
No.
Not catching them. Not catching them at all.
Sean said you have to win this game. Yeah, you can't go 1-3.
1-3.
You can't go 1-3.
You're not going to get that wild card, the third wild card. Realistic, the third wild card is out there to get.
Right. You know, who's in this second wild card? Washington. If Detroit wins the division, there's Green Bay and Minnesota.
Right.
Yeah. The San Francisco's 3-0, but they're so banged up, but they're still 3-0. That's 3
wins.
wins.
The division.
Yeah, there's still the Rams there too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are 2 teams that are I think are both wild card teams.
And 3-0, that's right.
Now no Bosa for the 49ers the rest of the year. But Cowboys have to give us something.
That's why the third wild card is out there.
Right. It's there, and you have to start to get wins to get there.
Because Green Bay loses, they're going to be behind Minnesota and Detroit.
Right. It'd be 2-2 with a loss to the Browns and the Cowboys if they lose.
Right.
This Bears game was, just an embarrassment. They're running the ball well. Javonte Williams running the ball for like 7 yards a pop. He fumbles the ball. That really changes the first drive. Putting CD in the backfield to run the ball, there's no reason for that because you're running the ball well. If they're not running the ball well, D, I get it. Right? I understand. We got to generate something. They were running the ball well. If it's Cavante Turpin, I understand it.
Right.
CD can dominate on the edge. There's no reason not to continue to give the ball that way. Being too smart. We talked about before. How many times Oh, you try and put your special player in a special position, he gets hurt.
It's always seemed like
Jason Sehorn for years, a whole offseason, all we heard was let him return kicks, let him return punts, let him be a returner. First game, tears his ACL. He's never the same as a cornerback.
And I guess that the Bears use more out of the backfield, but he's like a poor man's running back in Deebo Samuels.
But he's also a physical guy. He's been doing it for years, right? There was no reason. Yeah. He is not the receiver ever that
I understand it.
That CD
is a freak thing. It was a freak thing, and freak things happen to losing teams.
Right. This is a losing team right now.
Right now,
Tyler Booker's out. This is why you have TJ Bass. We talked about Cooper Beebe's out. This is why you have Brock Hoffman. We've talked about.
And I talked about the depth before. I said this team has depth. Now, I think is Dante Fowler on the team?
You could fool me. You could fool me.
Or is there somebody else?
He's in witness protection. Actually, I think.
Nowhere to be found.
He now runs a laundromat in Idaho, I think.
Nowhere to be found. Where is he?
His name is Steve.
So there's some players should be called out.
Yeah, he's been
Sam
horrible.
Williams, I told you since they had him, I think did he get 6 sacks one year, 5 sacks one year? I think he had 5 or 6 one year. He's not on the field. He's on the field, but I think his production on the field is completely different than his physical ability.
Of course, and can you trust him? Can you trust him to get out there and take the next step?
And by the way, he does get penalized a lot. If you know, he does that history of that.
Correct. He had 4 sacks his rookie year, 4.5 sacks his second year. He injured and missed all last year.
Right. But he was playing part-time, which is not bad coming off the bench.
Sure, but it's time. They're talking about an extension for him. Like, why? Why would you extend him right now? Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like any of these guys are putting any pass rushes. You'll watch Marshawn Nealon, Arazawaku, anyone doing a swim move, a spin move, a push, pull, rip, anything.
There's nothing.
The D tackles, Osa and Kenny Clark, have played well. They have played well.
Yeah.
And Osa is actually top 10 in pass rush win rate. Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah.
At D tackle, like they're still doing their thing, but there's nothing on the edge to complement them.
I'm surprised that Fowler nowhere to be seen.
Nothing. Yeah. Again, witness protection.
Yeah.
His name is Bob Lichtenstein now, and he runs a plumbing depot.
AJAC.
A plumbing depot place in the middle of Iowa. Right? He hasn't done anything for the Cowboys to prove that he can actually, help the team. Got to keep running the ball. Miles Sanders is not bad for a second running back. Jaden Blue's got to earn these reps. And I appreciate John Pinto said, "Go Birds." Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and they've been lucky, and that's what it is. You win. Cowboys could have beaten them. Rams could have beaten them. It is what it is. You know what? They win. They're 3-0. That's all that matters. Could have beaten them. Doesn't make a difference. Right. They won.
Special teams coach for the Rams should have been fired the next day. Fired.
Yeah. And
the offensive line, the line for the field goal, they all should have been doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 whatever.
Yeah. The problem is Eagles have won 2 games that you say they shouldn't have won. Yeah. Well, that's what happens. Good teams win games they shouldn't win.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you look at the Commanders. They played the Raiders last week without their starting quarterback, and Marcus Mariota puts up 30-plus points on these guys. That's what good teams do. The Giants stink. They're going to go with Jackson Dart, and you might be winning the battle, which is like saving the job of Joe Schoen and Brian Dable, but you might lose the war if your quarterback starts to put his eyes down instead of downfield. If that's what happens because they can't protect him or teams start to blitz him or go after him, I think he'll be an improvement over Russ because Russ, that whole –
What do you play, Chargers?
Yeah, I play the Chargers. We're a tough team. So the defense hasn't really played well hasn't played well enough for the Giants for them to win any of those games. But Russ, you couldn't run Russ out there. It's 4th down. You're throwing the ball at the back of the end zone. What are you doing? Who cares if you get picked? Just throw it there. Malik Neighbors is as big a physical receiver in the NFL. Throw the ball in his general direction. You have to get it.
And you might get the flag. You didn't even get the flag.
Exactly. You can't even get. It's not a catchable ball. So, they're in that. The Cowboys at least have a win against the Giants. But the Cowboys this week got to go against the Green Bay Packers, who lost against a physical Browns team last week. The problem is if Jordan Love has time in the pocket, which we saw a couple years ago in the playoffs, he'll just pick you apart. They don't have any great receiver. Matthew Golden, I think, has the ability, but hasn't really taken that step yet. That they have a bunch of number twos who will just pick you apart, especially if your guy has all the time in the world. And we saw what he did against the zone, which the Cowboys ran for some odd reason in the playoffs. So the Cowboys got to change it up. They cannot keep doing the same thing because obviously what they've been doing is diabolical. It's just absolutely horrific. So,
well, if that word "if" is a big thing, they don't win, they're not going to get that third one. They have life getting this win to be ahead of Green Bay, and that's what they have. This is what's on the line. This game is on the line for them to be alive. They can make a run because Dak is still the best quarterback in the NFC East. Their defense has to play better, not great. If they play better, that'll be great. You'll win the games. You'll win. You won't get blown out like this, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Sean's saying that the offensive line of the Giants has played okay. Andrew Thomas played well. Some of their interior line, when John Michael Schmitz has been really dreadful against anyone. And the thing is, some of the reason why they've looked good is they play the Cowboys, and that's what we've seen the last two games for the Cowboys is they made Russell Wilson and Caleb Williams look phenomenal when they've been anything but against other teams.
Right.
So the biggest problem that the other teams are going to be facing when evaluating your performance is, well, how do they look in reality when instead of against the Cowboys, right? Russell Wilson looks absolutely great, and then the following week after that performance, he's benched, right? 450 and several touchdowns, and you're like, wow, this guy can really Russ has still got it, and then he's benched after the next game. Caleb Williams, what will he have?
Yep.
And Jackson Dart is not going to face the Cowboys defense until the end of the year when there's a lot of guys who will be back, Overshown, right? Diggs, there'll be plenty of other people back in the fold. And maybe they're worse, maybe they're better. Clowney will be playing. We'll see what happens. The Cowboys could be playing for trying to, what I would give it to the Cowboys last few years, especially under McCarthy, is even when they were bad and were out of it and Dak wasn't playing, they were still hustling out there. There was no give up. Even if they weren't playing great, they were still trying their best. We'll see that with Shoddy. But even this week, the Cowboys Brian Schottenheimer said, hey, we think we can beat the Packers without CD and without Tyler Booker. You know what you're going to have to do? Run the football.
Well, we think, okay, so let me go back to one story that one of the Super Bowls, I think the Giant 49ers, they had everything packed, ready to go to the Super Bowl. Or a major magazine had Hillary Clinton winning the presidency, and they lost millions of dollars because they had to come in the night before and switch it all out.
Right.
So I know the extremes illustration, but I think he didn't say out of cockiness. He said out of confidence.
Right. And they're going to have to be competitive in this game. I don't want another 30-point blowout. You lose, fine, whatever. Right. I can't be getting 20, 30-point losses. I can't have the defense letting up 40 points this game or 30 points this game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got to keep this team under 40 because the Cowboys were asking Dak Prescott to be perfect. And even in the first game, he was perfect and had the ball to his tight ends, to his star receiver in their hands, and they still couldn't catch the ball. That's not even on Dak. And I'm not going to hear about, this is Dak's fault. This is not Dak's fault. The fault who it lies entirely on is the GM who could have and should have put a better team together, a better roster together right now, and it's not working, obviously. At a very least, a defensive coordinator who's put together a scheme which has really been beyond terrible so far. It's been legendarily bad. It's the one where, which is worse, this defense or Mike Nolan's defense?
No, Mike Nolan, forget that. This guy has a record. He refused. He has a resume.
I'm done with the resume, though.
Yeah.
How about give me
Well, it's
something?
only 3 games. There's 3 games.
Sure, but you got to
know
put up
that
some
you know the
point.
resume. That first year is a little jump. The second year,
But they can't
top 10.
have a whole year where they're letting up 30 points. That's
No, well,
that's not great. Okay,
if
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
have okay, fine.
if you're using your guarantees going to get up 30 a game, that's one thing. But
What has he done? What have they done? They had the second half against the Eagles where they were excellent defensively.
Yeah.
They stopped the run.
right,
They made it difficult. They kept the Cowboys.
no,
in
I
the
can't
game.
defend. I can't defend
The last 2 games.
the last 2 games, but I can defend his record that they do improve.
Sure, but I want you to improve now. I don't want to wait a whole year for them to improve and just waste another year down the toilet.
All right, so Dak needs 29 completions to surpass Troy Aikman completions 2,900.
Yeah, statistically, he'll
Yeah.
retire as the best Cowboys quarterback
Yeah.
of all time. That's statistically.
And if he
please
wins
don't-
on Sunday, 78 wins, third most. And Dak has thrown multiple touchdowns, 6 career games against the Packers.
well,
So he plays well against the Packers.
yeah, and now it's going to be time for George Pickens to step up. With CD hurt, you're wide receiver number 1, and you're going to be the option. It'll be you and Jake Ferguson getting out of 13 catches, right? There's no other options there. Jalen Tolbert, I can't imagine any reason why Jalen Tolbert should be on the field. If Mozzie hasn't been on the field, which he was sparingly, right? Jalen Tolbert should not be on the field. Trayshawn Holden should be getting snaps out there. It's insane
Something I don't.
how all of us can see this.
Yeah,
Everyone.
yeah.
Jalen Tolbert stinks. I don't care if he scored last week at all. He's a bum. He don't make any yards after catch. He's not a great route runner. He's not physical. He's not a deep threat. He's nothing but a bum.
Now, here's the Packers offense ranked 21st in the league. Dallas is 3rd.
Yeah, but listen,
They're 18th in scoring. They're giveaways, the fumbles, 0 fumbles.
oh, here's the thing though. That's against a non-Cowboys defense. And last week against the Browns defense, Myles Garrett was a terror, who's showing he's still the best player in the NFL defensive player in the NFL.
Yeah.
He might be the best player in the NFL at this point. Him and Josh Allen 1-2, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what can the Cowboys do to get Jordan Love out of his comfort zone? You have to blitz. They'll be without their starting right tackle who's hurt, is going to miss the game. You have to create some pressure. Do some stunts, anything. Get a Razawaku bending around and moving. Osa and Kenny Clark can do it in the middle. They can move the pocket or at least create some pressure, but you have to have it from the end, because if he's just going to sit there and have no pressure from the edge, it's just going to be game over. The first half, they'll put up 24 points. And again, you're asking Dak to score 35 a game to just keep you in the ballpark.
Well, is this defense coming in and Eberflus knows the Packers' deep offense? That's an advantage too.
He thought he would have known the Bears offense.
Yeah.
He played
But-
against Ben Johnson and coached
He
the
played
guys.
against Ben Johnson too as well, and it came out to lost in space.
And that's the thing. The Cowboys can't be lost in space this week. We can't have that
Yeah.
anymore. You know, it's embarrassing. And we've talked about, would you rather have a team with a great defense and horrible offense, or a team with a great offense and horrible defense? Well, we are there with what I think is a great offense. They can run the ball when they're healthy. They can pass the ball. They can do that stuff. They put up points. Dak is playing elite football. His ability to put the ball where it's supposed to be has been exceptional through 3 games. And the defense has been beyond bad. So they have to, they're good for 2 quarters, 3 quarters against the Eagles, but they've been horrible since then.
Jacobs runs right at them.
Yep. The Cowboys have shored up their run defense, have actually been good as a run defense team.
If the Packers going to switch up their running and go to the outside and then roll out and get it, are they going to try to think they can go deep on the Cowboys? So you're going to go cover 3?
Listen, whatever it is, they have to actually be in the ballpark, because the
What they need
cornerbacks
to do is give up field goals, not touchdowns.
Sure, because if they're just going to throw deep balls, it's just pitch and catch. That's what it was for us. And last week, some of those Bears players were so wide open, you would have thought no one was actually on the field besides the Bears, that it was just a dry run against the air defense.
Right.
That's how bad it is, and they can't have that this week. So something has to change. Something has to change. And we can't keep saying that again and again. They got to do something. They have to do something.
Where's Spencer?
He was talking. Spencer was talking about. Oh well, so what? You guys are at 5:30. He was the one trying to get on last week. Boo hoo, dude. I don't know where he is. He might be at work. He's at work. Before we continue, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our Cowboys and Coffee page so we can continue making content and do our thing.
My fantasy football, I'm like Tennessee, and who's the other? Tennessee and New Orleans combined.
It's a disaster fantasy football.
Look at the receivers. What's going on?
Even Saquon and Derrick Henry are not having good years. Bijan Robinson not having a good year. Everything is upside down. It's a very, very, very weird year. Joe Burrow was hurt. I have a running back for you, Pops. You can't run Singletary out there. I got a running back for you, Pops. You can't run Singletary out there. Yeah. Who are you running out there? Yeah. Oh, Devin Singletary? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Yep,
I messed up that little thing.
It's been quite an experience. Sean said, "I'm not kidding. No, you're not getting not allowed." So anyway, it's been quite a fantasy football year. I have a starting back for your player on the bench. He said, "Who is this player on the bench?" Ramondre Stevenson. I was going to trade for him, but he's no good. So, what's Ramondre doing these days? Last week he had 4.6 points, and week 1 4.7.
Let me give you a score.
My job is this ball.
I want to give you a score. 2017 Cowboys.
You think they're holding them to 17 points?
Yeah. I believe in his coaching staff. I don't think anybody's going to get blown out. So I think Cowboys win close.
What's funny is this is the type of game that Cowboys would win because they're like, there's no way these guys will suck. They're going to get killed, and they'll win 24-21 on a 60-yard Brandon Aubrey field goal, right? Or they'll win 27-24. Aubrey will kick a bomb to win because we expect them to lose.
Look at the Cowboys schedule, and let me show you. Let me see what I'm telling you.
And then they'll give us hope that they can win because they beat the Packers and then suck the next week.
Because they can go on a run. That's why this is it.
So they play the Packers, then they play the Jets.
Yeah, Jets stink.
That's what I'm saying. They play the Panthers.
And they stink.
They get to 4-2.
That's what I'm saying. That's the number.
That'd be huge. Because then you have a tough, you have the Commanders at home, the Broncos away, the Cardinals, the Raiders. Those are winnable. Cardinals and Raiders are winnable games.
They get their defense together. They can go on a roll. I think they can go on a roll. That's why if you see this defense play better, and they'll get better, this is it. If that defense doesn't get better this weekend, the season is gone. And again, with the resume for this year, wipe your rear end with it like toilet paper.
He said teams got the Cowboys circled as wins too now, and we get that. Trust us. We know
that's a good point. That's a wise guy point, but it's a good point.
Listen, we know that the Cowboys have to step up, and the defense has not been bad. They've been, like I said, something that that's the defense you get right against, right? You get right against the Cowboys defense, you get in rhythm, whatever. But you're saying they can't possibly be that bad all year.
Right.
They have to figure something out. And if they can figure something out, if they play like they did against the Eagles, they'll be very difficult to beat. If they play like they did against the Giants or the Bears, they'll be very easy to beat. That's the reality.
I only have my opinion on what I see in the coaching staff. I still said, I'm saying over and over again, I think the coaching staff is too smart that they don't know football. Nolan didn't know a clue. Okay. He was out of it. That's what he was, out of it completely, like waking up out of bed and what time is it? Is it Tuesday?
Yeah,
I mean, Eberflus Matt knows what he's doing. The defensive line coach, that guy's such a D-line coach. You have the corners. You have these guys. I believe they'll figure it all out. They'll communicate to the players, and The tone is there as soon as they turn it around.
Well, they have to turn around. There's no other option.
Right.
There's no other option. Sanborn hasn't been able to get off blocks. He's not been able to do that. Kenneth Murray has been hit or miss, in my opinion. There's no reason why Maris Leofau shouldn't be getting more snaps. I'm sorry. I'm just shocked. Some of these decisions that the average Cowboys fan can see and be like, why are we doing this? Kaiir Elam, I don't care. I don't care if Kaiir Elam, like Zion Childress just got signed off the practice squad by someone else today. There's no reason why I'd rather have Kaiir Elam out there than Zion Childress playing. Kaiir Elam's been so bad.
Right. And here's the thing. I seen another guy on this podcast, the gem. If he was a gem, he'd be playing. So,
right. And they do that every year. There's that Cowboys undrafted free agent they want. Isaiah Land.
Lamb.
Land.
Is he still playing with the Colts?
He's been off and on the practice squad.
Right. He was a big dude, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that
and
happens.
He played well in preseason.
Right. He played well in preseason. They didn't get. They tried to get him as a practice squad. He got picked up. He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So it's not like it happens sometimes, right? Charvarius Ward was on the Cowboys. He got let go. He's played an excellent career since then.
Yeah.
But that happens with everybody, right? Everybody has guys that they wish they had and they moved on someplace else.
Well, Todd Christensen with the Cowboys.
Right.
They already had a bunch of tight ends. They tried to make him into a fullback or running back. He said no, and Landry had let him go. He was a weirdo, Todd Christensen. Did you know?
No, I know who he is, but I don't.
He was a weirdo.
Yeah,
he was good though.
So you're saying Cowboys win? What was the score? You said 2017.
Yeah, that's a close one. Yeah,
I'm gonna say the Cowboys lose 27-7
because this is a big game for the Packers too.
Right, they can't lose because they'll start to get out of. They'll start to fall behind in the division.
Because that's who you're fighting.
Right, and it will really be a big if they lose to the Browns with that quarterback play. Right, Flacco wasn't great, and it really was a special team block that lost it. But if you lose again, I see the Packers schedule.
Because Wentz is a valuable guy coming off the benches to play.
Right, because they don't have
even though his career went somewhere.
They don't have a tough schedule. Here's their next 5 games: Cowboys, Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers, Panthers.
Yes, it's the bad teams.
Then they go Eagles, Giants, Vikings, Lions, Bears, Broncos, Bears, Ravens, Vikings. They're a playoff team short of a catastrophe.
That's why you have to beat them.
Right, and I think Nate Jones should be pushing for time at right tackle. Guyton has shown some improvement at left tackle. He's not perfect, but that's okay. We're seeing improvement.
Right.
We're seeing him get better every week, which is all we can ask. If you say by the end of the year, Tyler Guyton will have improved every single game or every other game, right? By the end of the year, he'll be that much better. I can deal with it. Steele, I can't have him out there at right tackle if he's just constantly whiffing on players going by him. You have Tyler Booker blocking guys, and you see
he got pushed back a few times.
Right, you've been watching Booker perform out there. You're like, wow, that's really good tape. But on the tape, you also see Marcus Steele just not doing anything.
Yeah,
it's not been great. I'll tell you that. If there's guys to be pushed, that's one guy I would say needs to be pushed. Ferguson's doing his thing. He's doing the best he can. You got to run the football this week. Keep the offense off the field. Pass when you have to. It has to be a lot of play action this week. A lot of play action. And some of these other guys have to step up, whether it's Turpin or Tolbert or some other receiver. It can't just be Pickens and Ferguson. Someone else has to step up. When Dak starts to lock onto guys, that's when Dak gets picked off a lot.
Yes.
Because they just know it's one of these two guys.
Yeah.
There has to be someone else as an option to step up.
And Gary's playing outstanding football.
Who? Oh, right. Rashawn Gary is playing for all-pro football right now.
He is, yeah.
So never mind that other bum loser who we don't want to talk. I'm not talking about. I still actually want to know. I still haven't decided what to do with his jersey. I still have a loser jersey, number 11 jersey.
Yeah, somebody mentioned it should have. I'm not into.
I'm not burning it, but I would use it as toilet paper or maybe like a diaper for the baby. I'm not sure what to do. We'll figure out what to do here. Before you continue, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, send out some friends to watch. Or Cowboys fans, we're always trying to grow the stream here and keep it moving. So, yeah, I don't know where Dallas goes from here if the defense can't even be They haven't even been a below average defense. That's the problem. They've been the worst defense. It's not like, oh, they're 20th ranked. No, they're 32nd, right? They're that bad. So that has to change. Again, if they can play like they did against the Eagles, now you're in the ball game. Now you can play. If they play like they do against the Giants or the Bears,
It
you
starts
can't possibly
up
hope.
front. It starts up front, and then playing smart in the back. Up front, smart in the back. I told you from day one, this is a defense. It's a system of being smart. You have to know your assignment.
Why is Malik Hooker not in the deep cover 3? Why is it not Hooker back there? Why is it Donovan Wilson? Donovan Wilson's a safety who comes up, is a strong safety in the box, pop you, stop the run. He has a nose for the football in the box, back of the field. And I know he made the pick against Russ. Russ kind of threw it up. Russ threw it up there. Malik Neighbors on the opposite side of the field. It was only him. Now he made the play, Donovan Wilson. And I'm really not coming at Donovan Wilson because I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's. They're not putting him in the position to succeed. Yeah. So what do you want from him? You know what I mean? There's not much he can do if you're playing him out of position. So that's all. I don't really have much else to say today because the Bears' loss was so disgraceful.
I want to put it on one of the worst losses ever, but for some reason I can't. We'll have to find out how bad of a loss. If Caleb Williams stinks the next game,
right,
I might put it in my top 10.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, if Caleb Williams starts to take off and say, you know what?
Yeah,
it was his first step, and
yeah,
we just got hit at the first beginning of the wave.
Yeah,
and he played better.
Exactly.
If he comes out and lays a dud,
he throws 160 yards, 16 for 32. I'm gonna kick the television in, even though I can't kick that high.
So the Bears' schedule this week, they play the Raiders, and then the Commanders, and then the Saints. The Commanders are not bad. Like I said, the Commanders won, but they don't have a rough stretch. Raiders, Commanders, Saints. Well, then they got Ravens, Bengals, Giants, Vikings, Steelers. The last part of the stretch will be Eagles, Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, Lions. And if the Browns still have a defense playing, that could be a rough backstretch for them. So, we will see. Cowboys have to step up, have to have a significant improvement in their defense because as they're currently situated, there's nothing there.
Is this the game turns around because they can be? Their schedule allows them to be 5-2, 6-2.
You're the believer.
Yes.
You're the believer here.
Yeah,
you believe in this.
I believe in the coaching staff. Until it's over with, the resumes are too good. I think their coaching staff is a good coaching staff.
I think Schottenheimer has shown us enough offensively.
Yeah.
And as he says the right things to make me believe that he's going to try and do everything they can to figure it out. And if they don't, then I have to believe something's going to change.
Well, the reason why you want to run the football is because you want to keep Gary out of the third and long.
Right.
And the other guy too.
Yeah.
He has I think it's number 3,000, whatever it is.
Who cares? He's
a
bum.
Yeah.
So, just have to go out there, run the football. This is, and I'm not you got to run the football all the time. This is the week where you have a team who can run the football. Hoffman and Bass are replacement. They're above replacement level backup linemen. They're not bums. So you're going to have to move the football and get out there and get after them. I love the scheme, actually, that they've been running. Even on the fumble for Javonte Williams when he breaks to the left, the scheme fits them so well. And Booker, who didn't show a lot of grace in college in space, has actually excelled in it. I know he's out a couple weeks, but Bass and Hoffman can play well in this scheme. They move, they get out there in the second level, and the running backs can go, which is why, again, we've talked about this. If Javonte Blue can figure out what's going on, he'll be a home run hitter.
Well, if Blue had that ball, they wouldn't have caught him.
No, several times, yeah.
Right.
It would have been several plays this season already where he wouldn't have been caught.
Right, and it is a factor.
The Eagles, right? He would have, if he was getting the touches to Miles Sanders, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, touchdown.
Right, same thing each week. You're not catching from behind.
For some reason, he ain't getting it.
And the coaching staff does not trust him at all to get plays. So, to even be active on the field. So there's nothing we can do to help you.
And he's a draft pick.
Right.
He's a draft pick.
Yep. The thing is, when Phil Maffa comes back another week, he is going to be active. He's going to play. Phil Maffa's going to play.
Phil, I forgot about him.
Phil Maffa, they like him a lot, and I like him a ton. I told you before the year they're drafting 2 running backs.
You did, yeah.
You drafted 2. Phil Maffa's going to take those Miles Sanders carries eventually. Javonte Williams has played so well as a starter. There's really no reason to say, oh, he shouldn't be playing. He's earned his snaps. He's doing a great job. Phil Maffa's going to take snaps, though.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a bruiser. I want to say this, though. As someone who suffered a traumatic brain injury and several concussions, I'm worried about Cam Scatterboot.
Well, of course.
Everyone, oh, he loves it. He's so great. He hit you this head. I'm saying this now, and it is September 24th, 2025. I'm genuinely worried for long-term repercussions of how he's playing the game. I'm surprised I haven't fined him more. He is sticking his head down and going right after people. It's dangerous. And you say, oh, it's football, Paul. That's what they're trying to get rid of in the game. And
he leads with his head.
We're going to have to take this guy's phone away before he's 30 years old.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's a dangerous thing to be doing. You look at someone like not Earl Thomas, Earl Campbell.
Well, Tony Dorsett.
Right. You look at these guys, the damage that's been done to them.
Yeah, he's going to get
Earl Campbell, right, wheelchair.
Yeah.
And I worry about Cam Scatty, but we all talk about it now. Oh, it's so great. He's such a tough player. He's crazy. Guys, like, he's playing football like he doesn't care if he lives till he's 50 years old, or he doesn't care if he's walking in his 60s. You know what I mean? And, that's just me being real and being honest. I know it's a violent game. I know the nature of it. I understand it. I'm just being honest and saying, everyone is talking about, how fun it is now.
Out there. It's just like the running quarterback. Keep running, you're going to get hurt.
Get your neck hurt or something.
Now, is Daniels playing this weekend? He's not playing this weekend, is he?
I don't believe so. But Marcus Mariota showed you that he's
he's
serviceable backup.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys coming off is valuable. Wentz coming off the bench is a big thing. Yeah.
You know who played well? Baker Mayfield. How about turn your career around? It's been so interesting the last few years watching Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield, now watching Daniel Jones turn their careers around. Yeah. Even to a certain extent, Sam Darnold, right? He played so well with the Vikings for most of the last year, and then now as a starter for Seattle, like
how many points they put up this weekend?
They killed the Saints. We're the worst team in football. Yeah, the Saints are that bad. They're going to draft Nussmeier from the from LSU. He'll be their starter. Nussmeier to me is the number 1 quarterback in college football. I'll take him right now if you're rebuilding a team. I'm not taking Drew Aller from Penn State. No, Cade Klubnik. I could see him from Clemson, but I'm taking the LSU quarterback number 1 overall. The guy from South Carolina physically has all the tools. I just need these guys to have some snaps. But Nussmeier for me is the guy. I'll take him number 1. Problem is the Saints are so bad, and they trade a 4th round pick for a bum. Let me look him up. Matter of fact,
how would you trade? What's his numbers? Does he have in 3 games? 3 games. He should have 21 catches in 3 games. 21 catches.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Saint stats. Let's look where they're at right now. They traded a 4th rounder. That's not the person I was trying to click. For Devon Vele, Vele. He has 1 touchdown catch. He has a total of 2 catches for 16 yards.
Wow, are you kidding me? Wow.
2 catches for 16 yards and 3 total targets in 3 games.
Somebody wanted him on the team.
Someone traded a 4th rounder.
The general manager to get that guy in. I want 21. Figure you got at least that's what you're going to get for trade.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
You gotta be sick. Anyway, Cowboys and coffee. You're saying the Cowboys win this week 20-17. I'm saying the Cowboys lose 27-17. I don't know that they can muster the offense. I need to see it before I believe it. And we'll see what happens going forward. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. It feels like we're starting to get to that point where we know they're wasting away another quarterback's career like they did with Tony Romo.
Right.
They've wasted Romo's career. Now it feels like that's what we're getting with Dak Prescott. We're just throwing away years.
Except there's $60 million a year.
Yeah, and good organizations don't do that. It happens, right? Look at the Bengals. Right?
How long is he out for?
Months.
Really?
So at least November.
Wow.
I don't care what the record of the season's over. They have nothing. God bless you if you drafted Jamar Chase this year. God bless you if you drafted December. Right. Sean said he's out till December. God bless you if you drafted Brian Thomas Jr. God bless you if you drafted Drake London. God bless you if you drafted Ladd McConkey. God bless you if you drafted CeeDee Lamb. It's been a year.
It's a horrible year.
It's an awful football year so far. It's
garbage. It's like garbage time.
Look at this. Chiefs and Ravens play. One of them's going to be 1-3. One of them's going to be 1-3 after this week. So it's been
They play each other?
They play each other this week.
What? Wow,
Yeah, so mid-December is when
Chiefs dynasty is done.
Yeah,
they're done.
They're done.
And don't tell me he's top 10 quarterback all time. Please don't put him up there.
2 MVPs, 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I
believe
he's great.
We coordinated him as
10.
the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, he's better than Brady. He's better than Manning.
No, he's not better. He's not better than those guys. He's not better than those guys.
Okay, we were saying this.
Yeah.
Is Patrick Mahomes a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now?
No,
Is he top 10?
His reputation, their head coach didn't put enough players around him,
and also,
and he went to
Rice
that short passing game is not getting any plays out of it.
Well, you want to talk about a team who should trade for Tyreek Hill?
Him,
at least somebody, right?
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy hasn't really done it. Rashee Rice is still suspended again. Mm-hmm. Patrick Mahomes, a couple years ago, when he started doing those no-look passes, he's too cool for school, and they haven't been able to nail the simple stuff. And that's what great teams do. That's anything I knew about the Patriots is they would nail the simple stuff.
Well, they're not running the ball well either, and that's part of it as well.
Right. There's no running the football.
Right. They got to the Super Bowl last year.
Right. And they did. But that defense played very well.
Yeah.
It wasn't the offense blowing the doors off like they used to.
It was a defense.
I don't think the Chiefs have the capability of getting back to the Super Bowl like they used to. There's a lot of quarterbacks playing better football than Patrick Mahomes right now. Jared Goff has played good football. Daniel Jones has played good football.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott has played good football.
Yeah.
That says nothing of Baker and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Right? Jalen Hurts has played well. Herbert has played well. Right? There's a lot of players who have played better than Patrick Mahomes. And I know some people are like, Mahomes is better than Daniel Jones. We're talking about now. We're not talking about all time. Of course, he's better than all those guys.
Yeah.
And that's giving you no Joe Burrow.
Right.
So is he? And I think I said the other day, even the idea that you could mention this and it not being laughable. Oh, of course he is. How stupid could you? A couple of years ago, if you said is Patrick Mahomes a top 5 quarterback, people would be like, "You're stupid for asking the question." Now you can ask, "Is he top 10?" and people will be like, "Yes." Obviously, and you're like, okay, why? You're like, well, he's better than this guy, that guy. Not that he's the best quarterback in the NFL because he's not right now. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are 1A, 1B. Pick your poison.
And there's a drop off after that.
Huge.
Don't put Jalen Hurts up there. Okay?
No.
Yeah, because once that tush push is done,
which should be illegal, is
with that tush push done, see what he does then.
Yeah.
The cheapest touchdowns in mankind.
They're false starting. They're playing. Jalen top 5. Jalen doesn't put up the stats to be top 5. Oh, he wins. They have the best offense, great running back, receivers, great defense. Again, switch him and
Yeah, you can put anybody.
switch him and Joe
Yeah.
Burrow and see what Cincinnati does and
Yeah.
see what Joe Burrow does. Joe Burrow stop looking at stats, man. He's ice in the clutch. And I get that. It's easier to be ice in the clutch. You have a great team around you, right? I get it. It's excellent. Now, granted, they beat the Rams last week. Stafford choked. He didn't. One team played to win. One team played not to lose. The team that played not to lose, the Rams, they lost. And an extra point or a field goal.
Yep.
Special teams is still special. So, all right. That's it for Cowboys and Coffee. We're on 45 minutes. Doesn't feel like that. But
No.
Cowboys got to get a win this week. If they don't, the Rams can definitely beat them. I agree. I think it was poor play. The Rams. If I'm the Eagles, I do not want to play the Rams in the playoffs because McVay is gonna come back better in the playoffs. And I don't trust the Eagles' offensive coordinator. But Cowboys have to win. If they don't win this week, I think the season's over as far as like fighting for that third playoff spot. You think they can. If they win this week, they can. If they don't win this week, there's no way they're going to be able to hang tough against some of these other teams.
You're going to have to win the next 3 games to be above.
Right. And if that's what you're fighting for,
right,
and you have tough teams coming up, it's going to be a tough year. That's it for me.
That's it.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.